3, 2, 1. Hello, and there's the light. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Now, I'm so busy. I was so busy going back onto my laptop to find the new members this week because I wanted to say hello, that I was then realised I was a minute or two late joining. But welcome to my kitchen. So I'm Be Kassapian, you know because you've joined me, and I specialise in paleo keto cooking for health and life. And you can work with me in 3 ways, and I love it when you join my Paleo Keto Party on a Saturday morning, because this is me, my whole passion from my kitchen, and this is my real life, and it's real me, and I'm here and now. I'm so delighted that you're tuning in. But I have an online cookery school which I adore for teenagers, specifically doing their DAB, but it's amazing for kids with special educational needs. Gluten and dairy-free courses on there. Anybody wanting to learn to cook at home, it's just fantastic. Videos for life. So I'm really passionate about that. So do have a look into that. And also you can work with me one-to-one, which I find so powerful. I can come to teach in your kitchen. You can come here. And I have my Be in the Kitchen 3-month reset, which is all about the fundamentals of getting your body back where you want it to be. And obviously the big principle that I'm a nutrition therapist underlies everything that I do, in particular my reset. So that is me in a nutshell, but I'm here and I have been away for a week, and I'm so pleased to just be doing a bit of grounding stuff this week. And let's just say, first of all, so the last week or so, Saffron, Henry and Ben, this time last week I was in a field. I can't say I was wielding a chainsaw, Henry and Ben were, but Henry back in my kitchen this week. But also welcome to Katie and Christina and Helen, really big welcome. Lots of you have come from Dr. Sarah Myhill, you've been following her for years, and I really hope you're going to find a little bit of inspiration here. And just to say that I think Sarah laughs about this, but I call this Paleo Keto Party because I am not perfect. And that is the principle, is that it doesn't matter when you want to try something, but it doesn't quite work out. And I just keep coming back and keep at it. And as Sarah says, just do it. Sarah came into my life when I was in my final year doing my College of Naturopathic Medicine Nutrition Therapist diploma. And she just kept on coming out of her screen, delivering various lectures and things. And she would just say, just do it. Just do it. As a nutrition therapist, you need to know how it is. You need to know, because if you're going to guide your clients into it, you need to know how it works. And she's so right. So I just keep doing it, and I have to keep coming back to just doing it. So thank you, Sarah, if you watch this. Thank you. You know you're always in my life, in my kitchen these days. So that's that. Now, so Saturday mornings is all about what is going on. Do you know, I've got a window open, and there's it feels a bit like Piccadilly Circus outside. There's various things flying overhead, so hopefully that's a bit calmer. So I have been away for a week. I've been in Norfolk, you know. I have been swimming in the sea. I have been very emotional week, saying goodbye to a family cottage we've had for 52 years. And my mum was wandering around saying she's in mourning, understandably. And oh my God, I feel today, this is a bit how I feel. But what I want to say is that I have been following this carnivore diet now. I talked about it last week. I'd been doing it, I think, for 5 days, 4 days specifically at that point. And as the week progressed, I have been feeling amazing. And it's a bit of a juxtaposition for somebody like me who is a chef and cooks with a wide range of ingredients, who narrows and loves the paleo keto way, for somebody who's got an amazing veg garden going on there, an allotment. Look at these now. These have been sitting there, these mad things. My kohlrabi, we're going to do something with those this morning. But I have to show you, I am so proud of this beautiful sweetheart cabbage, which actually we're going to have on the barbecue tonight. We're going to griddle it, oil it and griddle it, and it's going to be absolutely divine. So I did have to show you that. So what a mess with my head to say, no, I'm not eating vegetables, I'm not eating any fruit, I'm not eating any of that, I'm just eating meat. But the reality is my body has loved it, absolutely loved it. Now, the last day or so went off track because we had very special reunions at restaurants and things with my elderly godparents, and it just was a bit difficult. I did eat steak, but I did also have a knickerbocker glory. It was delicious. It was at a really amazing restaurant and it was done beautifully. Anyway, enough of that. I'm just letting you know how human I am. So I've got here Mum's lovely Norfolk cup that I brought home because she's not going to go there again, but I thought we could have it here. And I put chamomile tea in it this morning because that felt like the right thing. What I also got here is my Keto Mojo. Now, the thing is, how are you all about knowing where you're at? Do you test or are you just trying it out to see how you feel? Because you need to know what's going on. And I just thought, do you know what? I'm going to do this right in front of you here this morning. The readings are not going to be good because I have been fooling around with, you know, I came back last night and I had a bit of red wine with Mum, and as I've just told you, recently I've just been eating these Knickerbocker Glories. But I wanted you to know how important it is and how seriously I take it. I don't do this all the time. I do it for a month or so and then I stop and then I take that. But it's like a rain check. What is my body reacting to and the food that I'm eating now? And, you know, if you overdo it on the meat, your blood glucose is going to go up because the protein is going to convert to carbohydrate, sugar. So, you know, it's so important to understand. I am not a person, I put myself now these days on this sort of ADHD spectrum. Well, I mean, what chef isn't, but, you know, but it just helps me understand why I can't look at those tables. When you look at lovely Dr. Meyer's book, and when you look at George Eads' book, and when you look at all these various books, and Dr. Mindy Peltz, and they give you really precise calculations, and my brain explodes. I can't do that, but I can do a test, and a test tells me exactly what's going on. So it's just a question of how your brain works and what is easiest for you. But we have got to know what's going on so we can know whether it's working and good. So anyway, I've got my Keto Mojo. I've got my ketone, my test strips at the ready here. Sorry, one's hiding. One is hiding, so bear with me. I'll just rip it first. Oh, now I've thrown it away. Okay, so you need to have. So if you're diabetic, you know all about these. But anyway, you have one of these little things, and you open it out, and then you have to put in one of these little piercers. It's like a little needle, and it goes in. And I have it on the high setting because I want blood quickly, and I'll get myself in. Now, you know, if you were at a hospital, you would have to do things really seriously. And all I do is wash my hands really thoroughly, and that is with soap, with hot soapy water. That is really important. Get everything nice and clean. But I don't feel the need. You know, I mean, Sarah and I will be completely against it too. Don't. Well, I'm not going to say you don't. I'm just going to say this is what I do. All right. I don't use all those alcoholic gels and things like that, and I haven't had any infections, and I don't think it's a problem. So I've got that. I've got my machine at the ready. I'm going to turn the machine on. I'm just going to click it, and then you just, you know, oh, have I done the right thing? Click the right button. Give yourself a little piercing, and then the first prick of blood I tend to wipe off, and then I push it, and you get a little bit more blood coming out, just a little droplet, and then you turn the machine on. This is what I had a different monitor before, and the Keto Mojo works really fast, which I really like. And you just stick one in, wait till it says it's flashing, which is seconds, and then that little drop of blood. Yeah, wait till it beeps, and that's going to give my ketone reading. Now I'm going to want to the keto reading. In an ideal world, it will be 0.5 or higher, but it's 0.2, which means I am where I thought, which is not where it should be. So I want it to get to 0.5, which means I'm going to do some fasting, and I'm just going to stick to the guns. What I'm doing now is I'm going to put in the glucose test strip, so we can see what the glucose is doing. Is that ready? Yeah, it's ready for that now. Oh, put it in the right way up. I'm sorry this is a bit boring for you, but I think it's just really important for you to understand, you know, how seriously I take it all, and just see what I do. I do this first thing in the morning, literally. I get up and the job is done. Right, that's 5.6. So I want that below 5, all right? So it just means I just need to be back on it, get back on track, and the job is done. And I find I can just wipe that now, and it's all over. test kit can go away, and then it's there for tomorrow. But I've got a reading. I just do it once a day. That's enough for me. These test strips are expensive, so yeah, that's all I need. Right, let's have a wash of the hands. Okay, right, so that just, just shows you that how seriously I take it and how important it is, and, it's a reminder, I went off the rails and I want to get back and I want to know. And what is so exciting is that when I was, back Wednesday morning, Tuesday morning, and I had so much energy. I've been waking up at 6 in the morning. I've been going out for amazing dog walks with my dog early, and then I've been coming back and getting on fire. And I've been living in a house with my elderly mum and my sister and mum's carer. I have had energy through the roof, and I've been watching how us three sort of adults, excluding my mum, have been behaving during the day and our energy levels. I have been on fire. My energy levels have been so high compared to theirs, and that's what I want. That's what I want as the normal. And it's so good when you know your body's working really, really well, to know that it can do that and that should be the normal. Oh, right, okay, enough. Come on, let's deal with these. What are we going to do first of all? Right, let's just clear some of this stuff. So, I went in the freezer last night, found a chicken. We need some things. Can I believe? I mean, I know I'm not eating the veg at the moment. The veg drawers look the same as when I left. I'm like, what have they been eating? Anyway, I'm going to get the basics stocked up. So we're going to poach the chicken. So I've got the chicken out, and then we're going to just get some onion in. I don't know whether you find whether you ever poach chicken. I've been teaching it to a client recently, and it's been absolutely revolutionary. Poached chicken is delicious. Most of us just use the sort of leftover roast chicken to put in salads and things like that. But poached chicken is another world. It is absolutely delicious. I'm just using, we're popping in stock veg here, and these all need finishing up, so they're going to go in. So we've got onion. I mean, this is a dodgy old carrot. So a poached chicken takes about an hour to cook, and then I like to leave it in the juices. So if you cut your veggies up a bit smaller, I'm not really thinking. I didn't cut that onion up very small. Ooh! And don't watch my onion chopping this morning. This is not how I teach onion chopping. We are shoving it in to get some stock on the go. Right, that poached chicken is going to go over there. I shall turn it on and get it on high. What else have I got here? We've got some leek, so the green of leek. Now, I cleared out my freezer last week, and I had found lots of little packets of green of leek, which I always just stick in the freezer so that when I'm poaching chicken or when I'm making stock, they can just come out. Now, what is interesting is that, when you go on a carnivore diet, you remove all veg. The only thing you have is some salt, not even pepper. I mean, for me, that has been, I'm just going to say revolutionary, but really hard to get my head around, because that is not how I live. But my body loved it. My gut calmed down. I could feel my whole, from head to toes, just sort of deflating. And I often have a low-lying grumble, pain, low-lying pain, which is just my body doesn't enjoy fibre. I mean, can you believe that? I'm popping in some apple cider vinegar because that gives a little piquancy, and also it's medicinally good. And I am, with this chicken stock, going to give it some pepper, because it's a universal thing going on in my kitchen here, and I've got to keep everybody happy. Right, okay, I'm going to get rid of those. I've got some parsley here. Parsley in the garden is not growing well, but parsley on the allotment is fantastic. So I'm just going to pull some bits there and just pull off the stalks, because the stalks are amazing for flavour. So those are going to go in there. Right, these can all now go away, and then we're going to have a look at these KOHL RABI. So, sorry, I'm back. I think I want to just carry on a little bit with this carnivore diet because people can say, well, how are you going to do it for? How long are you going to do it for? I did it a couple of years ago before I went to join Dr. Myhill, and her recommendation is that you might need to do it for up to 2 weeks before your gut to heal, before you can start going back onto a true paleo keto diet. With more evidence and knowing that actually the reality for me, that I just put a big bucket on my head and ignored it, was actually that my gut hadn't healed enough at that point. And now there is a lot more evidence of people really enjoying a carnivore diet for the long term. So I don't know. I know that I will go off the wagon, but I also know how amazing I felt. So I will be continuing for as long as it takes me. So we've got to just be listening to our bodies and working out what works for us. And I'm 57, so I know when I feel good and when I don't feel good. So I thought I'd get this. This is a lovely big pot of beef dripping, which I've been using to fry my steak, and it's absolutely divine. This morning, actually, I put some delicious streaky bacon in the air fryer, and that was what I had as a starting point, and it was really, really good. Right, okay, so KOHL. We're coming off carnivore diet, we're down onto Paleo Keto. You can get out your Dr. Myhill book and you can see where she puts the kohlrabi on the charts. It's an interesting vegetable. It's brilliant for diversity. You don't see it in your standard Co-op or Budgeons or wherever you're going. So it's lovely to be adding something into your diet that is off, which has got really lovely fibre in and which is slightly unusual. So it's like a sort of an interesting type of radish. So let me show you how to prepare this. So I'm just going to cut the end off, and I mean it has all these amazing, I call it like, it's like spaceship, really funny. I've been looking at it out of my kitchen window for quite a long time now, and here's its friend, and they were perfectly round, and then now that I've come back from being away, they're just looking misshapen, and this one's starting to crack, so they need to be dealt with. So we'll get rid of all of those greens. You've got guinea pigs. Then you could give those, you could put them in a juicer and get the juice out, I reckon. Right, so what we're doing is we're doing a classic raw vinaigrette. And actually I had this particular recipe many years ago when I was at boarding school and I went on a French exchange, and we were all distributed around local families around Paris. It was a trip around Paris, and we stayed, and I stayed with a friend of mine in this high-rise flat, and it was the local facteur, a lovely lady who was actually a post lady, and she took us out to the local park, and we had this amazing picnic. We were fed so well. We were really fed so well, and she just, she just knew the French, how to eat. I mean, my mum was an amazing cook, but this lady, I say simple, she wasn't simple, she was incredibly bright. She was, she was just doing such an amazing job. Now I put the grating disc in here, and there are a few blobbles that I can't manage to get out, but I'm just going to cut it. I'm just going to go into, will that go? No, maybe I'll take that out. Maybe I'll pop it in like that. Right. And we will give that a go. Oh, Ivy doesn't like this. Okay, darling, go outside. Go on in outside. Oh dear. Right. My machine is upset with me, and I can't quite work it out. I think I put too much in there, so we're just going to calm it down, put in smaller pieces. Right, are you okay? Oh, I think it's a small thing that I have. Okay, I think poor Ivy will just give her a little. Here you go, darling. Right. Oh, it's all action this morning. Off you go. Right, now that I've turned it on, it all should be plain sailing. There you go. That wasn't difficult, was it? Just turning your machine on. Normally it's the Vitamix that upsets me. Maybe it's just anything red. Okay, lovely. So we've just got that really, really lovely pile of delicious grated KOHL RABI now. So, you know, this is a sort of, particularly if you've overgrown it at home and it's going to be slightly tougher, it's a really good idea to pop it through a grating machine. So, of course, you can do this with grated carrot and beetroot. Oh, I can smell the pepperiness coming up there now. Superb. Right, now remember when you're using machines, you should really enjoy using your machines, but the trick is you just rinse them straight away and the job is done. Never leave your machines, you know, the bits on the side, because then they become difficult to wash. So always just deal with them straight away and then you will enjoy them. Such a big tip I teach people, because people get given machines and then they don't use them and they don't really know how to use them. They don't know how brilliant they can be. And I would say 99% of the times it's because they find the washing up too onerous, appearing too onerous. Right. Oh, looks like we've got a visitor. Okay, now, the key thing is here is with these vegetables, we need to have the most amazing dressing. So I thought I would just run through a very simple, delicious dressing. And I've got my little pot, some bits and bobs here. So a really lovely dressing. Sarah Myhill makes it in huge grape jars. She puts either at the table and then it's wonderful. The girls go into the kitchen garden, she goes in the kitchen garden and she has huge great bits of salad and she'll put a whole lettuce and you just pull off the leaves of the lettuce and you just dunk it in the dressing and it's generous and it's delicious, and that is how it should be. So please, none of those bottles in the fridge. Oh, they're awful. I had what to me was horror, but I had to laugh last week because I was eating a delicious steak and I said to Mum, I'm sorry, this is what I'm doing all week. And then I said I would be in charge of suppers, so, you know, what would they like? And Mum just said, steak night. So I got steak, and then our Mum's lovely carer, who's the most amazing carer, she suddenly appeared in the kitchen with this packet, Schwartz packet of green peppercorn sauce in a dried packet. And I looked and I was just like, Anna, what is that? And bless her, she was really sweet and she smiled. And coyly, she said that her former husband, who'd sadly passed away, had introduced it to her. Because he really liked it with the steak. And you know, if you've no idea to make a green peppercorn sauce, well, that's a sensible thing, isn't it? I looked on the back of the packet, there was a block. There were probably about 20 ingredients, chemicals, chaos, anti-caking agents, I mean chaos. And I thought, but a green peppercorn sauce is so easy. It's green peppercorns, double cream. If you want red wine, great. And you just need a bit of steak. So where's this packet come? And then the packet asks you to mix it with milk and boil it up. And I just thought, well, where's the double cream? I mean, how can it be nice? Anyway, I taught her how to do it. So I just think all of these, anything in your fridge. I mean, I can go to my fridge. We're all very human. What's in this fridge that I don't like the look of? Right. I don't know. I'm pulling out two things here. French's American mustard, water, spirit vinegar, mustard seed. Okay, well, flavourings at the end. Don't know what those are. And then this is a Sriracha Tiger hot chili sauce. What's this got in it? Yeah, look at this. Chili paste, chili salt, acidity regulator, acetic acid, water, sugar, garlic paste, salt, modified cornstarch, acidity regulator, xanthan gum. Xanthan gum kills your gut. So, you know, this is something that the kids put in the fridge and they like to have. And I can't, you know, rule that, but is the extent of it, I'm delighted to say. So let's come back and make this amazing dressing, and then you go off for the weekend and hopefully you've got something, just a little something to get going. Poached chicken and a lovely salad and a dressing that you can make in a big jar and will last, you know, for weeks. So start with a really generous amount of either Dijon, and I'm going to finish up this jar. This is grainy mustard, and this is the key to it really, is just having a really good amount of a good quality basic French mustard, okay? Because that will create an emulsion and it will hold the dressing together, and it will look delicious. So that's the starting point. Then, of course, garlic, in my mind, is entirely critical. So let's have some garlic. And then we're going to need some vinegar. Well, I would always use raw apple cider vinegar because of its medicinal quantities. So, you know, or you could use a white wine vinegar. So I'm going to steer you well away from balsamic vinegar because that is high in sugar, all right? Particularly the balsamic glaze and the really aged vinegars. Delicious they might be, very, very high in sugar. So you need to keep away from those. But what I will say, and Sarah would agree, is that if you're on the way and you still are fighting a bit of a sweet tooth because you haven't got things sorted yet, then get a good quality honey. Now, this is a scary honey. I bought it at the local farmer's market. It's a hot chili honey. I thought I'd just try it. It's way too hot. But the point is, I just want to show you, get a really nice local honey and put in a teaspoon. That still fits within the Paleo Keto because it's just a flavouring, all right? And you're not using much of it. What I would say is if you're trying to get yourself in ketosis, don't go down there because it will just set you off the edge. Sarah is very strong and very fit and very active, and she can tolerate small amounts of these things. I can't, it pushes me straight over the edge. So we've just got to work with what we've got. Now, lemon juice is always a really nice thing to add in here. So if you've got half a lemon or something like that, then do use that. And then we're going to go for the vinegar, which I have it out and I'm staring at it. Did I put it away? Yes, I put it away. So it's sort of 1 part vinegar, 2 parts oil, but then we just go with taste, all right? So make a decent volume. And I have got my amazing olive oil here. So this is a really strong local, well, not local to here, it's Pulian Italian extra virgin olive oil. And so we're going to use that. We're going to have some salt. If you've got Sarah's sunshine salt, please use that. I have just run out, so I shall be making some more. And here we go, some black pepper. So, you know, interestingly, when you're going carnivore, you're not going to be having this dressing full stop, but, you know, not even black pepper on your steak. But you know what? Steak is so delicious. And when you get that lovely seared outside caramelized crust and you've got all the delicious fat dripping off it, it is absolutely divine. So look, I'm just going to whisk this up. I'll come round. And it will create, look, you see that? Create an emulsion. Okay, so that means it creates a thick sauce. I've dropped my tea towel. Okay, if you haven't put enough mustard in, then it won't create that emulsion. So just don't be frightened of adding more. Okay, and then of course there's a bit of mustard in there. We are just going to have to taste it, and you've just got to see what it tastes like. And this is where you learn to balance flavours. Okay, and then if you want it to look like a shop bought one, you just put it in a bottle and put it in the fridge, and everyone will think it's just a shop one. Oh, yum. Bit more oil in there for me. Now remember, a salad dressing is going to go on rather boring salad leaves, so it should pack a real punch. And then you don't need much, and it will just be absolutely delicious. Okay, so your dressing should taste a bit overpowering, and that garlic in there will mellow down with a bit of time, and that's it. And that is it. That is our lovely dressing, which we can drizzle over this. I don't need all of this. Remember, I've made extra, but we can drizzle over that. gorgeous. And then mix it up, and then you can just check the seasoning before you serve it and re-toss it again, and absolutely delicious. If you want to put in chopped chives and things like that, you can get very excited. I've got tons of chives in the garden, so that could be a really pretty thing to have with that. Yes, I will cheer it up with some chives. But I think that's it. Now I've got a little list here, and I just wanted to run through this. I said I was going to skip 100 skips every day in August. Now, of course, I was in Norfolk and my skipping rope was here, and I think we're now on the 3rd of August. So today is going to start, but I am not going to berate myself and throw my skipping rope at the pan and going, oh, I didn't start on the 1st of August and therefore it's ruined. No, we get over that. Just get going. And if I miss a day, does it matter? No. You know, the intent is there just to do something a bit different in August, and it's going to be fun. I also wanted to show you this, which I think is very interesting. So Fast Like a Girl journal. So it's a 2-month journal that you can use as a tool when you go on a fasting journey, and it's beautifully written. And I think what's hit me is that, you know, I've started doing it and I'm not really filling it out quite as I should. And one of those things is that, you know, it's about taking the time to think about yourself and your journey. And well, I've been on this carnivore diet, you know, and when you're on the carnivore diet, it's so easy. All you're dealing with is a piece of steak once, twice a day. And you have all this extra time where you don't have to think about food. And I think one of the things she likes you to do is that you ask yourself some questions. And one of the things that's come up for me is, you know, emotional eating. I know many of us have that. And it's got lots of questions for you to sort of ask yourself and reflect on. And I think that she is an incredibly clever woman, and it is really helpful to use this. I want you all to consider this book, Fast Like a Girl Journey, because it takes you deeper, and this is your own journey, and I think it's really good. It's your own little counselling session that you're doing on your own. It costs you just the cost of the book, which is $12.99. So I think that is very helpful, and I'm using it and I'm enjoying it. And I'm just also filling out a 5-year diary for the first time this year, so I'm halfway through. And I think these things, again, I haven't filled it out this week, but I can do a catch up. But these things are just interesting when you're moving forward with a journey, to just track it and just come back to it, and you've got some reflection, and the journey will always move forward. It'll be like this, but it'll always move forward, and I think that's really exciting. So never berate yourself. So anyway, today, that is me, over and out. Huge welcome to all of you. Very happy memories from chopping the tree down. Ben, if you want, not Ben, Henry, if you watch this, I tidied up those logs beautifully, and we had a massive celebration in the week with some families, kids flying over the stream, and they absolutely adored all those logs that you helped me cut, so thank you. But a really big welcome to you all. I hope you, get yourselves poaching a chicken and make yourself delicious dressing, and give yourself permission to throw anything out in your fridge that doesn't serve your purpose. So over and out. Lovely to see you all. Have a great week, and I will look forward to seeing you next Saturday. Bye.